שלום לכל ישראליתים באמריקה, באירופה, באסיה, בדרום אמריקה, בצפון אמריקה, בישראל, בכל ארבעות כנפות של הארץ. כן, אני אסף בנמי קריספין לוי, אני רוצה להמשיך עם המצוות של יהוה, הקראה של מצוות של יהוה, התורה הרבנית שלנו. Here the elder Assaf Benami, Crispin, Levi, and I would like to continue with the reading of Yahweh's commandments, eternal confidence. And we stopped that in the last week. We stopped in item 77. Okay, a leper must bring a sacrifice after he has been cleansed. And I said that I was going to explain better about this verse because it was very long, and I didn't explain it better because the time was reduced in that time. But now I'm going to explain it. Let's go to Vaikra, Leviticus 14. 1:32. Well, and Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "This shall be the Torah of the leper for the day of his cleansing. It shall be brought to the priest. And the priest shall go out of the camp, and the priest shall look and see if the leprosy is healed in the leper. Then the priest shall command, and he shall take for him who is to be cleansed 2 live and clean birds, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And the priest shall command, and he shall kill one of the birds in an earthen vessel over running water." Well, the first step when the person was cleansed from the leper is to present himself or herself to the priest. This was the first request. And then, certainly he would bring, or she would bring, an offering, okay, to fulfill the Yahweh's Torah, Yahweh's commandment. And then to live and clean birds and cedar wood and scarlet and hyssop. And the priest shall command, and he shall kill one of the birds in an earthen vessel over running water. Let him take the live bird and the cedar wood and the scarlet and the hyssop, and dip them and the live bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water. And he shall sprinkle it 7 times on him who is to be cleansed from the leprosy, and shall pronounce him clean. And shall let the live bird loose in the open field. And he who is to be cleansed shall wash his garments, and shall shave off all his hair, and wash himself in water, and shall be clean. Then after that he comes into the camp, but shall stay outside his tent 7 days. Well, we can see here that it got two live birds. Okay, one was dead, one was live. Okay, and these And then the priest shall command, and shall take for him who is to be cleansed 2 live and clean birds. Well, one was killed, and the other one was live. And that one was killed, okay, you dip into the vessel, okay, with the hyssop, scarlet, and the cedar wood, and the dip then in the live bird, in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water, okay, and that live bird you mix it up in the vessel in the blood of the killed bird, and you sprinkle out upon the leprosy, and he was considered cured. You can see that the same action that the prophet Elisha, okay, made with the general Syrian, okay, and Elisha, okay, could not get to meet him, because if Elisha puts his hands upon him, Elisha was impure too. But Elisha just fulfilled the half of the ordinance of the Torah. And he said, you dip 7 times in the Jordan River, and you will be cured of your leper. And that man refused, but with the complaisance of his servant, that said to him, but General, who is speaking is the prophet of Israel. Okay. And after much insistence, he went deep in the Jordan River, and when he gets out from the water, he was totally cured. And you can see how the Torah is important, how the Eternal One veils for His word to fulfill it. Then continuing, because the text is very long, and you have a short time. And he shall spring it 7 times on him, who is to be cleansed from the leprosy, and shall pronounce him clean. And the Kohen pronounce him clean. You can see the importance of the Kohen, okay, because the Kohen, the Eternal One used him to forgive the sins and to cure the persons in that time as well. Well, and shall let the living bird loose in the open field, and he who is to be cleansed shall wash his garment, and shall shave off all his hair, and wash himself in water, and shall be clean. Then after that he comes into the camp, but shall stay outside his tent 7 days. And on the 7th day it shall be that he shaves all the hair off his head, and his beard, and his eyebrows, even all his hair, he shaves off. And he shall wash his garments, and wash his body in water, and shall be clean. And on the 8th day he takes 2 male lambs, perfect ones, and 1 ewe lamb a year old, a perfect one, and 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as grain offering, and 1 log of oil. And the priest who is cleansing shall present the man who is to be cleansed with this offering before Yahweh at the door of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall take 1 male lamb, and bring it as a guilt offering, and the log of oil, and wave them as waves offering before Yahweh. And he shall slaughter the lamb in the place where he slaughters the sin offering and the burnt offering in a set apart place, for the guilt offering, like the sin offering, belongs to the priest. It's most set apart. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the guilt offering, and the priest shall put it on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, on the big toe of his right foot. And the priest shall take some of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand, and the priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and shall sprinkle some of the oil with his finger 7 times before Yahweh, and of the rest of the oil in his hand. The priest puts some on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the blood of the guilt offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he puts on the head of him who is to be cleansed, and the priest shall make atonement for him before Yahweh. Well, there were some procedures that the Kohen, did. For example, and this, on the 7th day, and the leprosy, shaved all the hair of his head, all the hair of his head, to present before him. In the 8th day, because the 8th day, it means eternity, Olam Haba, then the impurity of the earth and you endure just 7,000 years, 7 millennium. In the 8th day, it will be the Olam Haba for the saved ones. New earth and new land. This one representation. Well, and on the 8th day, he takes, because the 7th day, the Kohen examined the hand, he was without leper, and then in the 8th day, he was accepted. On the 8th day, he takes 2 male lambs, perfect one, and 1 ewe lamb, a year old, a perfect one, and 3/10 of 1 ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, and log of oil. Then he presented with this animal, a log of oil, 10 ephah of fine flour, before the Kohen makes the procedure for the atonement, for his atonement of that man that was with leper. Well, continuing, and the rest of the oil in his hand, the priest puts some on the tip of the right ear of him, is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, on the big toe of his right foot, on the blood of the guilt offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand, he puts on the head of him who is to be cleansed, and the priest shall make atonement for him before Yahweh. And the priest shall make the sin offering, and make atonement for him who is to be cleansed from his uncleanness. Then afterward they slaughters the burnt offering, and the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the grain offering on the altar, and the priest shall make atonement for him, and he shall be clean. But if he is a poor, well, then it depended too much, from the person that was rich, the person that was poor. Well, but if he is poor and is unable to afford it, then he shall take 1 male lamb as a guilt offering to be waved, to make atonement for him, and 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mixed of oil, as a grain offering, a log of oil. You can see that the tithe was present in all offerings. And in the next chapter, in the next item, I'm going to speak about the maser, the tithe. And the 30 doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to afford, and one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering, and he shall bring them to the priest on the 8th day for his cleansing, to the door of the tent of meeting before Yahweh. And the priest shall take the lamb of the guilt offering, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the guilt offering, and put it on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. Then the priest pours some of the oil unto the palm of his own left hand, and the priest shall sprinkle it with his right finger, some of the oil that in his left hand, 7 times before Yahweh. And the priest shall put some of the oil that is in his hand on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of the right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the place of the blood of the guilt offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hands he puts on the head of him who is to be cleansed, to make atonement for him before Yahweh. And he shall prepare one of the 30 doves or young pigeon, such as he able to afford, that which he is able to afford, the one as sin offering, and the other as a burnt offering with the grain offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him who is to be cleansed before Yahweh. This is the Torah for one who had an infection of leprosy, who is unable to afford for his cleansing. Then the summing up all this reading, okay, the Kohen and the priest put some of the oil that in his hand on the tip of the right ear of him, okay, that man was to be cleansed, and on the thumb of the right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, and on the place of the blood of the guilt offering. Well, and the rest of the oil that was in the Kohen's hands, he puts on the head of him who is to be cleansed, to make atonement for him before Yahweh. And then he was considered cleansed. Then we can see the importance of the Torah. And because when you make according to the Torah, when you live according to the Torah, Yahweh will confirm your procedures. Okay. Don't be fear. Okay. Lifnei the religious man. Lifnei the system of the beast, of the great religions. Just you that puts in your heart to teach the Torah, and the Eternal One will be with you. Okay. Because I know that when I'm speaking the Torah with you, you feel in your heart the calling for the Berit Olam, the eternal covenant. And where is the Yahushua's name? Where is the Hamoedim? Where is the purification? Okay. All of these are commandments that the Eternal One left for us. And Blessed the man that keeps the Yahweh's commandment, like said David in the Tehillim chapter 1. Yahweh bless you and your family. And in the next item 78, and I'm going to speak about the Maser, the time. Shalom, lehidraot, Yahweh imachem, beIsrael, ibiarbot comfort, shel haaretz. Shalom, and zechra, bracha sheli, lechai v'ramishpaha. Shalom, shalom.